Today's going to be another one of those episodes where if we don't win both games, the season's gone, and then we have some decisions to make. Hello and welcome to part 8 of the Spanish leg of the Expedition of Gold. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against top of the table Barcelona in La Liga. We're then going to skip a game and have the second leg of our Champions League first knockout round, is it? Against Arsenal? Hold on. Yeah, first knockout round. We are 2-0 up after the first leg, but Arsenal are better than us, so there's that. I am of a mind that if we lose to Barcelona, there's just no way we're going to be able to win the Liga this year. And if that's the case, we then need to decide. And if it happens, there will be one of those polls that appears on the screen where we're going to decide whether we do another season in Spain or whether we look to head to South America or Asia or somewhere else and continue the Expedition of Gold over there. Because I don't want to get bogged down in Spain forever. But I would really like that La Liga. We won't resign straight away if we're still in the Champions League. It'd be nice to win a third one of those. But we, yeah, I don't know how I feel about another season because our squad's only going to get older as well. So I don't know that another season's necessarily going to make us any better unless we get a massive pile of cash to spend. But hopefully it doesn't come to any of that and we're about to beat Barcelona. This is the team we're going to try and do just that with. So we've got Abdulrahman in goal, a back four of Calvello, Moldovan, Herrera and Rapaj. Fantan, Wagner and Camacho around midfield with Oscar in behind Pirani and Mdouli. There's plenty of goals up front. We've got Wagner in his good old central midfielder defend where he's somehow managed to spend most of his career in Europe because he's been lumbered with me for most of it. We all know he's an attacking midfield player, but he's just never had the opportunity to prove that to anybody. Rapaj has been injured for a long time, but he's our captain. He's our inspiration. He's played like 600 games for the club, and it just seems mad to not have him back in the team for a game as important as this one. If we can manage to pick up the win, it puts the gap between us and Barcelona back down to just 3 points with 10 games to go. That makes them catchable. Herrera's injured. We don't have any defenders either. Nuhad's going to have to come on and... Hold on, what have I done here? Nuhad can go right back. Rappo and Calvello goes in there. Are they... Does it matter which way around we have those two? Probably not. So we'll just leave it like that. 3 points with 10 games to go is catchable. What would it be? 8 points with 10 games to go if we lose? That's not happening, is it? So it's a massive, massive opportunity, but also a massive worry that we could just throw it all away quite late on in the season. We've had quite a good season. Rayo Vallecano are miles back, having won their Champions League last year. I think they looked like they were challenging early on, went off to the World Club Cup and have come back and they've not been the same team. I think they won it, but I just think playing as many games as they had to in quick succession, they've not been able to handle that at all. And they're no longer part of this. It's a three-horse race between us, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. And we've got to sort it out because the back four that we've got out there now, 3 of them are over 34. So there's just no way we're going to get another season out of this back four. And if all we're doing over the summer is spending money on defenders to replace defenders who are getting old, to not even necessarily improve the defence, just replace ones who are getting too old to play every game, then we're not improving the team, are we? I wonder if it might even be a 3 or 4 season job turning Atlético Madrid around, or Atletico, sorry, saying it wrong again. Don't tell me off. Oh! I was worried we were going to concede. I mean, we've only had 1 shot on target in the whole of that first half. We're not playing like a Kev team at the moment. But with it being 0-0, cliche bingo time, we just need that one opportunity for someone to just tuck it into the back of the net and make themselves a hero and give us that opportunity to go on and try and win La Liga. But it's Barcelona who are having all of the attacks, all the highlights of Barcelona highlights. But for as long as we continue frustrating them, we've always got a chance. Right, Mdouli's not really turned up today, so let's bring on Bobby Drake. See if the Iceman can grab us a goal when we need it the most. I mean, it's a big ask of him. He's a youngster who's pretty much unproven, but we'll give him a try anyway. Oscar has been such an epic disappointment. all the money we spent on him. He's just not the same Oscar we had at Tottenham. We'll give Sir Brian the last 10 minutes, see if he's got any magic in him. But I fear a draw isn't going to be enough. 6 points for 10 games to go is still a big, big, big gap. We need to close that down, and it's just not looking... If anyone makes the breakthrough, it's looking like it's going to be Barcelona. Our defence is old and tired, and they're in, and Abdulrahman with a good save. We've got 5 minutes to try and grab the goal that will make our season. It's not going to happen, though, is it? We've got 4 seconds left. We finally get a highlight, but that's that. I mean, under any other circumstances, a draw away at Barcelona is a good result. I just don't think it's good enough in the situation we're in. We need them to absolutely collapse and throw it away at this point for us to have any chance of catching them. Right, now, through the magic of editing, we're going to travel into the future and play Arsenal. It's not all over for backdoor Kev. Barcelona have slipped up, and fingers crossed they're going to slip up again against Malaga. But we beat whoever we played. I forget who we played. We won 2-0 against Athletic Club, and Barcelona only drew their game. So with 9 games to go, we're only 4 points behind them. It's still possible, just unlikely. But we're not worrying about the Liga today. That's going to be a worry for tomorrow. For today, it's all about the Champions League. We're 2-0 up against Arsenal from our first leg. We've now got the home leg. Fingers crossed, we should just be able to cruise through to the next round of the Champions League. We've made a couple of changes, mainly forced on us. Nuhad comes into the back four because Herrera's injured. He shouldn't be injured for much longer. He's only got like 3 or 4 days left. But we've just moved Carvalho back into centre-back. Nuhad comes in at left-back for our really, really old defence to reunite. Talking of old players, Arnaut comes back into midfield with Camacho dropping down to the bench. But other than that, it is the same team that you saw play against Barcelona and grind out a 0-0 draw. A 0-0 draw against Arsenal would be a perfectly acceptable result. I thought we were at home in this leg. We were obviously at home in the first leg. So it's not quite so much of a straightforward thing. I'm now wondering if it was such a good idea going there and controlling. But our form has only been good since we've been doing controlled game in, game out. So I am reluctant to switch back to counter-attacking or anything like that, because when we were fiddling with that before, it just hasn't been working. Flashbacks to the Champions League final last year with Bayern. I think we build a team around attacking football. We've got to attack. So let's see how it works out. If it all goes wrong, it's Kev bottling it again and learning nothing after, what is it, 26 seasons at this point of this save. You'd think I'd have figured out what to do and when by now, but we're 1-0 down. I obviously haven't. And now I'm in a little bit of indecision about whether we drop back to counter-attacking at this point and just invite them onto us even more, but have the chance to hold on, or whether we continue attacking them. And I mean, if we grab an away goal at this point, that's massive. So being 1-0 down isn't a disaster. Going 2-0 down becomes more of a disaster, because then the tie is on. But we do have the advantage of being the away team. So if we do grab a goal, it's effectively worth double, because Arsenal didn't score at our place. It's being refereed by unknown, which is interesting. You don't see that very often. How does it not know? It surely just has a list of referees and allocates one of them. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Is that the beginning of the end? Is the save starting to crumble and it's starting to get confused with itself? Right, 1-0 at half-time, perfectly acceptable. We're still ahead in the tie. I'm still on control and fluid. I might live to regret it, but Arsenal aren't completely dominating us. I mean, we've had more of the possession. We've had more shots. They've had that one clear-cut chance that they scored. But other than that, it's fairly even, and if anything, we're edging it slightly. But Arsenal have just had another very, very good chance. I don't know how that didn't go down as a clear-cut chance. I think it was because it was pretty much self-made by their attacker. But it is getting a little bit iffy now. We're going to make a couple of changes. Bobby Drake comes on from Dooley. Oscar, again, has not turned up. He's making me so angry. We're going to stick Wagner up there just because I want him around the Arsenal penalty area, just with the opportunity to shoot. Just get him in a position where he can shoot and do a Wagner. We're abusing this man so much of all the positions that we play him in, But he's finally getting an opportunity to play for me in his actual position. And we don't need Wagner to do a Wagner because Camajo's done a Camajo. He comes off the bench. I didn't know he could do free kicks. Normally Oscar would be taking that free kick. But Camajo comes on. I mean, it's not the best free kick in the world. It's miles away from that top corner. But their keeper, for some reason, nowhere near it. We've got that all-important away goal. And surely that should be it. If we manage to throw it away from here, that's just incompetent. We'll make a substitution. Sanchez comes on for Rapaj because Rapaj is still not fully fit from the injury that he had. So Arnaut takes the captain's armband. Sanchez comes on for the final 10 minutes. And, I mean, we've been efficient there. We're becoming an efficient team. We've just efficiently dispatched Arsenal. And the gap at the top of the Liga is closing. And it's not outside the realms of possibility for us to go and achieve our goals this season even now. So, fingers crossed that when we're back tomorrow with the next episode of this, it's going to be us really closing that gap at the top of the league, because we want to win this. One and done, move on. That's the plan for this season. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.